Okay, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock, a live stream February 11th, 2021. We're back with one of our winning stocks, FansUnite, Darius Igdami, the president. Darius, welcome back.
Thanks, Jack. Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. Darius, looks like the stock is back on the move. I think it was 15 cents when you debuted here back in, was it August, September, early, back in September, just a couple months ago. We hit the $1.25. And, I think we're going to be breaking out of this consolidation. I know you got a lot of things in the pipeline, which I want to, kind of ask you about. And I want to get some audience. I know we're going to have a lot of audience questions today. Because I think this is this is really 2021. I think this is like the pivotal year for fans.
Absolutely, yeah. We keep talking about how we're at this inflection point. So we definitely believe that. We've been building the company, building the infrastructure, building the technology for 5 or 6 years now, and now it's about growth and scale. So all arms of our business are revenue generating, and now it's about expanding on those.
Exactly. This is what we do. With our next super stock program with the Wall Street Reporter, we want to bring companies on when they're at the inflection point coming out. We don't, the hard work, all the 5 years, that's we want you right. The investors want to get in right when the rocket is taking off. So I think the timing right here is perfect, because I think what's been happening is the last few months, the rocket has been kind of like on the launch pad. The engine is running, you got the flames coming out, but and it's just starting to go. It's not like, out of the, full blast, full takeoff. So I think we're at that point. So, hey, for anybody that's just tuning in, again, our goal with the Wall Street Report is the next super stock live stream is to bring you those stocks which have 10x to 100x upside potential. Companies, again, like, at a key inflection point right now. Multiple catalysts in place, going after multi-billion-dollar market opportunities, and just yesterday we had one of our stocks is up 1,500% since October, since their debut. So Darius, you got to catch up. We need. Hang on a second. What is it? What is the thing? This is what we need. 100x right now. 100x. 10x will be good. So 10x. Would be I think 100x would be the right thing to aim for. So let's get into it. What's the big news? I think is you're entering the U.S. market, right?
Yeah, we had news yesterday. Not really entering the U.S. market. We've been kind of laying that foundation already for some time, but we signed up and engaged a U.S. law firm, IFRA Law, and Jeff IFRA. Not just any U.S. law firm. One of the preeminent lawyers in the gaming space, who's been doing gaming law in the U.S. really since its inception, right? So for us, this is a bit of a combination. We signed a partnership with OneComply, I think about a month ago, to streamline the process for the U.S. market and getting licensed in the U.S. market. We then announced, I think last week, that we're getting GLI testing on our technology for U.S. standards, and now we're signing up and engaging with Jeff IFRA to help us navigate the licensing strategy in the U.S. So just with some of the conversations we've been having and the interest we've been having in the U.S. market, we thought now's the time to really expand our footprint and go into the U.S. market and a little bit bigger. And again, this kind of goes even back a little bit further when we signed our partnership with GameCo in September. That was really the first entry point to get our technology into the U.S. market.
And the GameCo, the GameCo is basically to have the esports betting in the consoles in casinos. That's what GameCo is doing, right?
That's what GameCo is doing, but our partnership with them is to actually get online sportsbooks, right, and esports and sportsbooks. So we signed that partnership with them in September. We signed our first activation with the Skyute Casino in Colorado to launch them an online esports sportsbook in Colorado, regulated, and that'll be the very first dedicated esports sportsbook in the U.S. market. So that started, piquing the interest of other groups. We've having those conversations, and that's why we want to make sure we get licensed and do it properly. So we decided to engage one of the best law firms out there to help us navigate that.
So basically, so basically people will be able to bet on esports for the first time in the U.S. in the state of Colorado.
That's what the Skyute Casino, absolutely. Yeah, that's the plan with that. And then we'll look to go into other states. That's why we're looking with Jeff IFRA to actually get licensed as a software supplier for both casino and sports betting. And we're looking at New Jersey first. to get a license there. A lot of work, but we got a good lawyer. We got one comply now, so pretty excited about that. And right after this stream, we're going to get back to the paperwork on that. New Jersey will be the first, but we're looking at other states as well this year.
Yeah, well, New Jersey, this is the big that's the big game changer. I think this is where all the action is. Okay, so I think one of the questions is what's the timeline for this? When do you think you can be in New Jersey?
Yeah, it takes, from what we've been talking to with Jeff Ifra, about 3 to 5 months. As long as you have your ducks in a row. And I think us as a company, we do have our ducks in a row, especially as a public company. We have all our DD ready. We have all that type of stuff ready to go. So, like I mentioned right after this call, we're going to put our heads right back down into the application. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's good. We like the condition.
In terms of what the regulators are basically just want to make sure that you guys have no criminal backgrounds or any kind of so it's since you're a public company, everything is pretty much disclosed, right? So I think that makes it easier, doesn't it?
It definitely helps us having kind of the public information out there and going through the exchanges and fundraising and working with brokered financing. We've gone through all that due diligence before. The New Jersey regulators, it's like a level deeper that we've never really seen before. So it's a lot of information. I think they're going to know everything about our entire past, between Scott and myself, which is totally fine. We're just getting all that stuff ready for them.
Okay, so potentially, in New Jersey, you'll be able to start taking bets in New Jersey in April, May.
Yeah, we always like to be a little bit more conservative, kind of that 3 to 5 month range of what they're telling us, and we're going in as a software supplier. So those are licenses we're trying to get. We want to be the back end. We've maintained that we want to be technology. That's how we're getting into the U.S. space. That's how we entered. We don't, have any plans right now to launch a B2C brand and compete against some of the big guys and just spend a whole bunch of money on customer acquisition. We don't think that's the best use of, our time or our resources. We're definitely focused on technology and getting in that way.
Okay. So in the business, so on the technology side, what's the business model? Do you get a percentage? Are you able to, is it a flat rate? Do you get a percentage of, the betting? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, different jurisdictions for sure. The deals we've signed so far right now, we take an upfront integration fee, just a one-time cost, just to get up and running, get their brand up to their liking, and then we charge them a monthly fixed fee as well. So we get that license fee essentially. We sign 3-year deals, they're pretty sticky contracts. And the cool thing is we grow with our customers. So as they grow, we get to grow with them because we take that revenue share as well. So, based on their gross gaming revenue, we take a piece of that. So as they grow, we get to grow with them. And that's really where we see our revenue starting to compound as these platforms start to grow.
Okay. So bottom line is you do get a percentage of the gaming revenue.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So it's fantastic. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So, May, June, we could see that launch. And, okay, so for anybody that's new that might be just doing, can you give us just a snapshot of the whole kind of fans, the business model, everything that you cover, like all your revenue sources?
Yeah, for sure. From a high level perspective, we're trying to become a global iGaming company with a full suite kind of technology solution. So we have a few arms to our business. We have our own B2C arm. So these are the platforms that we actually own, we run, that we do the branding and the marketing for. So our flagship there is McBookie, which is a UK sportsbook focusing really on the Scottish market. Awesome company, awesome brand, 2 really, really solid operators. We've done over, I think, 150 million of betting volume there in the last 3 years. So really excited about that B2C platform. That's our flagship. We have some more in Latin America and focusing on the Brazilian market. Then we have our B2B business. This is where it's our technology that we've been building for the last 5 or 6 years, and we license this out to other operators. So that's the Chameleon platform, a full suite, gaming solution to get you up and running with esports, with sports betting, as well as casino. We just got licensed in Malta as a B2B as well as B2C, so we can start taking operators in Europe, which is huge for us. This is now why we're doing that in the US market. So we're just kind of building that global infrastructure from a B2B perspective. And then we have our games division where, we've come on the show before and talked about our games. We're building a little bit more fun, a little bit more interactive games, right? A lot of the casinos are still trying to bring in customers with cherry spin wheels and, lucky sevens that you see at the bricks and mortar casinos. We think the younger demographic has no interest in that. So we want to make our games a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging, have that esports video game kind of feel to them. And so we have our games division. We have 2 games completed now. 3rd is almost done. 4th is in final testing. 5th has actually begun. So we're trying to get a suite of 10 games by end of year.
Okay, so a suite of 10 games by the end of the year. And this is, okay, so the games, your own games, and just again, for anybody that that might be new, can you explain like the business model, how that works? You license these games out, aggregators, percentage, the whole model, like so people can understand the real upside here, because this is like it could be like a massive revenue opportunity. So these are not just games. This is money.
Yeah, these are real money casino games.
Sounds like children. This is like serious money.
This is serious money for sure. It's our newest arm of the business, but for us, potentially one of the most exciting, especially if some of these games, are popular on the casinos. So it's certified random number generator. So we build these games on top of those. We put these games into our own sports books, and they have these return to players, so kind of guaranteed margins built in on our sports books. And then for us, we also want to get our games into as many sports books as we can. So we signed one deal with an aggregator called the EAR platform. They have over 120 sports books and casinos integrated with their platform. So once our game goes into the EAR aggregator, it can potentially go out to over 120 different sports books. Every time someone plays one of those games on those sports books, we get a commission, essentially. We split that with the EAR and us. So we get a revenue share on all our games. We currently have that one deal signed with the EAR platform. We're not doing too much business development right now to get our games into more until we hit that kind of sweet spot of 4 to 5 games, which we're getting pretty close to. So our goal by end of the year is to get our games into over 1,000 different sports books. If any of those are popular and we got a lot of people playing on them, we take a rev share, really on every spin. So it's definitely one of the most exciting parts of our business for sure.
Okay, so just so people can understand the possibilities of the revenue possibilities. So you're going to be in potentially 1,000 sports books at the end of the year.
That's our goal. Yeah.
With let's say you're going to have 10 games. How much can you make per game, per sports book, per month?
It really depends, how popular these games are, which sports books turn them on, and if they get to the front page and people are playing these, right? But the popular games can definitely generate significant amount of revenue. You see some of these games generating 7 figures for the sports books a month, and for us, we take a kind of a portion of that. So I would say we don't know yet until these games go in there and they start playing, and then we'll kind of update the market on where we think the games can go.
Okay, but I think before we've talked with Scott, I think maybe he was talking about like, okay, so your cut of that, your commission, whatever is, could be 6 figures per month, like 100 grand plus per game.
Popular, yeah, we could definitely do those type of numbers.
Popular, you're right. So it may not be popular with everybody. Tastes are different across different markets, everything. But let's say you have you're in, I don't know, 500 of these sports books, and you have I don't know, 5 of these games. I'm being conservative. Like 5 of these games kind of are doing okay. So you're still talking about 7 figures a month and almost pure profit going to FansUnite.
Yeah, and the margins are high, like you said. We're spending the R&D time now to build these games, and once they're built, then it's essentially just nice margins for us once people play.
It's because it's just a pure. It's like an oil gusher. You're just collecting money.
Definitely can be a cash cow part of our business for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to show us a demo? You want to show us some of the games? I think people may have seen, but in case they haven't, I think maybe you have some new stuff also.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a demo reel, some of our games. So we have the first one right now, or that's almost done. It's called Team Vortex. We get a bit of more of that esports feel. We have Crash Sites, which is that crash type game. I think we've shown that on the show before, and then Loot Cases game. So can you see my screen?
Okay, I think we're ready. Yeah, I think I'm going to add it right now. So yeah, just press play, and it'll go.
Yeah, just a short video, so I'll show you some of our games here.
Darius.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the first time we actually heard the sound. Usually you guys have the sound off.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this time I guess the sound worked for the demo reel.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, no, this is exciting. So I think actually somebody's just commenting 200,000 a month per. I don't know if she's saying per casino per. Bottom line is this some upside because we don't know until these things are actually in the market. But what kind of traction are you getting? Like, what kind of I don't know if it's reviews or what kind of feedback are you hearing from people in the market?
Yeah, that's exactly it. The reviews and feedback have been really strong. People really like these games. Kind of that Crash Ice game I showed, super fun. Just kind of stealing money from a bank vault, right? You just have no idea when the cops are going to show up. It makes it a little bit more fun than just kind of clicking spin. Loot games, as I think I just saw a comment, very popular with the younger demographic as well. So we are pretty excited about the games.
Okay, we got a question here. Dwight asking, where can we try playing these games, even if we do not belong to one of those? Is there a demo, a place where somebody can actually do a live demo without cash?
Yeah, we actually do have a demo site. So if someone emails me, I'll send them the demo site. They can check it out. The games are not in the States right now, so they're not actually in the U.S. market, so they won't be able to play them there. But yeah, shoot me a note, and I'll get you a demo reel and show you how the games work.
Okay, fantastic. And your, I think your email is out there. It's what is it? It's Darius at FansUnite, right?
Yeah, Darius at FansUnite.com. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, Jack. We get people emailing us with game concepts. We've had like probably 20, 30 different game concept people emailing us like, hey, well, have you thought about this type of game? Have you thought about this type of game? So we send that to our head of game design out in Malta. He's got storyboards of different type of games we want to build. So got a lot of endless ideas, but it's really cool seeing some of our shareholders actually reach out to us and give us ideas too.
Okay, yeah, this is it's an amazing business. There's so many. There's a lot of these games that make massive amounts of money that people don't really. I mean, like I've never heard of some of these games. I've heard I know a guy. Who's I think he's like making like I don't know in the tens of millions per year from one game that's out in. I think it's like some sort of golf game, some sort of. I thought it was like some goofy thing, but apparently it's just bringing in cash from being in all these areas. So all you need is a couple of these games to hit, and this could be a 100-bagger stock. So this will be very well. 100-bagger from where you started would only be $15. So it's not unrealistic. With that. But Darius, let's talk about the what's happening in the UK. You're entering the UK market also this year, right?
Yeah. So our flagship platform, McBookie, on the B2C side is in the UK market, right? So that platform's growing every day. We have sports betting, casino, virtual sports, live casino. So we're excited about that platform because there's so much room to grow. We came in with our team and our resources with a goal to double their revenue from 2019 to 2020. We were able to do that. We have a mandate to double their revenue again this year.
Okay.
We've been able to do that pretty much organically. New email campaigns, social media, blogs, SEO. This year we'll actually, focus on spending some money on that. Scotland, for the first time in decades, has made a major championship. So they're in the Euro Cup this year. So it's going to give us a pretty big opportunity to market the platform to the Scottish market. So we're already in the UK market. They are operating on a sub-license. When we acquired them, they've been operating on a sub-license. So we made that a goal to get our own UK license as well. That's the gold standard for licensing, tier 1 jurisdiction. And so we have begun that process. We'll definitely keep our shareholders updated when we formally make that application. And then hopefully once we actually get the license, that's probably, again, another 3 months. So we expect to get that in Q2. Okay.
Now in terms of in the UK, but McBookie, is that only for Scotland or it's all of UK?
It's all of UK. All of UK. We just focus our marketing efforts on Scotland.
Okay. So basically, anybody in the UK right now can go to McBookie and place a bet.
That's correct.
And whatever. And what do you have? You have. I know they have. What's the whole menu of options?
Everything you can think of. Yeah, everything you can think of, from lower level Scottish soccer to horse racing to darts and pool, like everything you can think of. We got casino games. We have live casino where you're actually interacting with a live dealer, which makes it a little bit more fun and interactive. We saw during the pandemic that side of the business do really well. We have virtual sports where you're betting on virtual soccer, virtual tennis, virtual racing, virtual dogs. So we have a lot to offer there. We're continuing to add new kind of ways to bring in players on that platform. Not really an esports focus, more traditional sports for sure in the UK market right now.
Okay, let's get into some audience questions right now. Interesting question, Jeremy. Are these for mobile?
Eventually, I would say not right now, but definitely plan for those. We want people to be able to play at their fingertips, right?
Okay. Let's see here. I'm not sure. Okay, so something Roobet. You know what this is? Roobet?
Roobet. Nope. We'll check it out for sure.
Okay. Something crypto casinos. I don't even know what this is. Getting into crypto casinos would be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we understand crypto, and we've been in that space for a few years as well. So so our platforms do have the opportunity to take crypto and then to partner with other potential crypto platforms we're interested in. As long as they're regulated and go through all the regulations and license, then we're interested.
Okay. I got a question here. Market needs some more comment. Needs more clarity on the Ear partnership and more, I guess, more recent updates on games. I think we kind of covered it slightly, but I think basically, whoever the CDT, I think he's, the point is, I think is if people, understand, as that, what, how that revenue model is going to work out with, with this Ear, the aggregator. I don't think people quite understand. Is it possible that you're even going to know until actually these things start, hitting the market, that you're really going to know, what the traction is?
Yeah, not really. We have a bit of an idea, but for anyone who's seen some of our financial models out there on some of the research equity reports, like we're not really changing those right now until we know fully how much these games can potentially make. So just with the Ear platform, we signed that partnership, and then it's about integrating our platform with theirs. Then those casinos can actually turn on our games, and then they can start playing, and we get the rev share. So we're still kind of in that middle part. We're integrating our games with their platform, and then hopefully that switches on here pretty shortly.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you guys are being very conservative. You're not throwing out projections that we're going to have 50 billion. I mean, the number, the possibilities are really massive. I know but you've been kind of hinting at, hey, this is what you could do. 6 figures per month per game, maybe even more if it's. So but until actually the rubber hits the road, you don't know, and also you don't know which game it's going to be. All you need really is one of those games to be a hit, and that. If out of those 10 games you're going to have at the end of the year, if one of them is a hit, the game could generate $1 million a month. If it's a hit, it could do $1 million a month revenues to FansUnite.
Yeah, it definitely could be one of the fastest growing arms of the business. We hope we have more than 1 out of 10 games be a hit, and we'll definitely kind of see which games are resonating well with casinos, and then build more of those type of games for sure. But absolutely, yeah. And I think for us with revenue projections and stuff like that, I think 4 out of the 5 guys in our management team are actually accountants by trade. So we try to be a little bit more conservative. If we put a number out there, our goal is to make sure we hit it. The 2020 figures we put out there, we hit them. So I think that shows the market confidence. When we put out a projection, we're going to hit those numbers. So we like to know, where that's going to be before we actually put out projections.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think the takeaway is that, yeah, for me, as an investor, hey, if one of these games hits like as a big hit, not even like that is worth the whole business. Let's see here.
And the games division is just kind of one of 3 arms of our business, right? So yes, it's potentially the most exciting, but the technology we've been building has been 5-6 years in the making and millions of dollars, and that's starting to click right now as well. That's why we're getting into the US market with our technology. That's why we just got our Malta licenses to get our technology into Europe. So, we have a few arms of the business, and they're all, I think, equally as exciting right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. So maybe I didn't understand the other 2. Okay, because I'm focused on the gaming thing as well. This thing becomes a cash cow, which can generate a couple millions a month in just basically pure profit essentially in licensing. That's.
Every client we get on licensing our technology will just start to compound our revenue. And early on we hit the fixed fees, which aren't game changers, but as those platforms grow and we get to participate on the rev share, that's where we'll really see our revenue start to compound. Okay,
so this is basically the takeaway is this really 3 pillars. So I think it's important for people to know, because you have the games, you have revenues coming in from games, you have the B2B side. So yeah, so this is interesting. Okay, so let's get a couple of questions coming in here. JH asking, okay, I saw an ad for FansUnite. What, you saw an ad for FansUnite? What is your marketing budget for 2021? Is that for the B2C? I'm not sure which ads did he see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're definitely doing things like this. We understand the importance of investor relationships. So we are trying to get our story out to as many eyeballs as we can. We'll continue to do these type of interviews, other ones like that. So I wouldn't budget wise don't know yet, but definitely trying to do more of these. We understand the importance of getting our name out there.
Okay, interesting question. Is IFRA being paid on a performance basis? Or they're just getting a regular, legal retainer?
Yeah, no, interesting question. Right now, it's just a cash retainer.
This is like a pretty straightforward, legal job.
We're engaging one of the top law firms to help us navigate the U.S. markets, and starting with state by state in New Jersey.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is a good question. Okay, this is actually something I had. One of our favorite questions to ask here is, what's because now that you're getting into the U.S., what's the next U.S. based catalyst investors can look forward to, like new markets or new partnerships? What else is happening in the U.S.?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. The last kind of catalyst we had was the Skyute casino. So I think major catalyst would be us signing more deals in the U.S. to get casinos up and running with an online sportsbook, as well as getting actually licensed in the U.S. market, starting with again New Jersey, but looking at other states as well. So more deals would be the major catalyst for us. Everyone we can get on using our platform, the better.
How did the revenue look over the Super Bowl?
Yeah, good week for sure. To be honest, most of the betting in the UK market came on soccer and horse racing. So
they bet on this. I'm sure some people do that. Yeah.
NFL is the biggest kind of American sport on that sports book for sure.
In the UK.
In the UK, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to say. Okay, that makes sense, right? Let's see. Okay, so we got a question. Does Bill C-13 play any part for your opportunity in Canada?
Yeah, that's another great question, and I would say yes, absolutely. We've been kind of hoping for this for some time, and we hope we can take advantage of it. So I think it's the 19th that the bill get voted on. We're pretty bullish that it's actually going to decriminalize the single event sports betting here. So that's kind of step one in keeping Canadian bettors to actually bet in Canada. I think there's estimates that $10 to $14 billion is being wagered on offshore sportsbooks. So that's step one, and then step two is having the actual provinces allow outside operators to take bets here in Canada. So we think we're well situated for that. We're a Canadian company. We're a technology company. We've never taken bets here from Canada. We're part of the Canadian Gaming Association. We'll have tier 1 licenses like Malta and the UK, which can look very favorably in the eyes of the Canadian gaming regulators. So definitely, we hope we can take advantage of the Canadian capital or the Canadian gaming market, and we'll kind of see what happens as this kind of unfolds in the next week, and then closer to the end of the year if actual outside operators are allowed to bet here.
Okay, no, it's interesting watching the whole FansUnite. The stories is kind of unfolding, and it's things are taking off. Like, I think a lot of investors need to kind of have patience that the big upside, I think, is going to be probably 6 months from now. Like, but probably the stock is going to start moving in advance. But I think is it fair to say that the real revenues are going to be coming in, like, let's say 6-9 months from now, towards the end of the year? Once you're in these aggregators, you got the UK thing going, everything else.
Yeah, for sure. We had a goal to more than double revenue again from last year to this year. So, I think we're on pace to do that. 2021 will definitely be a bigger year, right? So I think, as we talk about on the show and other places, is again, we spent all that time building that technology and building all the infrastructure globally, right? So we hope we kind of de-risked it a little bit by doing that and kind of spending the time. And now it's about just putting fuel on the fire. So getting as many clients as we can using our licensing, our technology, and licensing our software, getting those games out there, getting into more sports books, getting into more casinos, and continuing the licensing strategy so we can have a global footprint.
Okay, I think also it's important to note is you raised a bunch of money at the end of last year. You're sitting on I don't know, 13 million probably now, or
Closer to 15 million, yeah. So we're cashed up, and we don't have a huge burn, which is great. So we have more than 2 years of runway here, which allows us to just not think about cash in the bank. It allows us to just focus on the business and focus on execution. This year is all about execution for us.
That's a great position to be in, because when you don't have to worry about the money, then it's yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Uplisting plans. I think we talked about that. I mean, it's a little bit early now, no? I mean,
maybe early to uplist, but not early to think about these things. So, as a management team and board, we are looking into these, seeing what kind of opportunities there are to uplist, both here in Canada as well as the U.S. markets for sure. So, something on the radar.
Okay, yeah. So I guess the Canadian legalization will be good for the tax base in Canada.
Yeah, and Dwight's absolutely right there. A lot of people use Bet365, Bodog, Pinnacle, so all the Canadian money is really going offshore because the user experience here in Canada, the odds, the having to parlay 2 games, it just makes the whole experience not enjoyable. So all that money is leaving offshore.
Okay. Last few questions. When can we expect the financials to come out for the first quarter?
For the first quarter, well, I guess I'll answer that in 2 parts. So first, financials that will come out will actually be the full 12-month yearly audits or yearly financials for 2020. So we're a multi-jurisdictional company, so we have audits already starting in the UK as well as Canada. So those will be filed definitely before the required timeline of April 30th. We hope we get them out earlier, but that'll be the next financials that come out. It's the year end, and then Q1 will be due in end of May.
Okay, Gilbert, one of your long-time investors, or an early investor. What's going on with M&A? You have anything in the pipeline right now?
We're always looking at deals. Scott and myself, we get a tremendous amount of deal flow coming to our table, which is really cool. The board we've assembled, guys like Chris Grove and James Keane and Harish, it's unbelievable the network and connections that they have. So we're getting deals kind of sent to us every day, and we're just kind of filtering through, see which ones we like, see which ones we want to talk to, learn a little bit more about. So M&A is on kind of our agenda this year, and a mandate for sure. I wouldn't say it's imminent, but we're looking at deals all the time, looking to bring in whether it's a database of players or new technology to add to the community platform, or by providing shareholder value by bringing in revenue or cash flow. We're looking kind of at all of them right now, and filtering through and seeing which ones we actually want to pursue.
Okay, so this is actually, it's a great time because you're sitting on a ton of cash. You got stock you can use as currency. I mean, this is so okay. So things to watch. Okay, so let's wrap up. What are the catalysts? What milestones, catalysts do you have coming up for the next couple of months that we could look forward to?
Yeah, I think we've been updating shareholders kind of on the licensing part of things. So with the last few releases of One Comply and GLI and now with IFRA Law, catalyst definitely on the licensing side in the U.S. markets, state by state, starting with New Jersey, and we'll look at other ones throughout the year as well. UK GC licenses, that's a big one for us. That's one we've been talking about for a while. So definitely licensing is one, and then getting our software into the hands of as many people as we can. So signing more deals to use our technology, that'll be catalyst for sure. And every game that we complete that finalizes testing, we will definitely show the market that those are coming out for sure.
Excellent. Okay, Darius, on that note, I want to thank you, and we're looking forward to hearing more from FansUnite in the coming weeks. We don't want to wait months, weeks. We want to wait.
That sounds good to us. We'll definitely be back soon.
Thank you again.